Man, it is time to see what is going down. So turn on, tune in, and don't drop out till you watch this video. So, what is going down today? Well, I'm having this discussion with a gentleman that left the church, and I watched his interview, and he explained the problems in the church that he came upon, including the Book of Abraham and the Book of Mormon and the historicity of it and the Bible. Now he's agnostic. But then he reminded me of always what I've heard from John Dehlin and his friends that he has on his podcast, why people really have a problem with the church. It's because of the church's stance on gay marriages. It's because the way we do not promote women in the priesthood in the same way we do the men or the young men. Now let me explain something to you. The church is here to promote the most perfect lifestyle possible in God's eyes. The Bible condemns same-sex interrelations, sexual relations. It absolutely does not promote the idea of women in the priesthood. Not in the same way as it does the men. Let me give you what I know about this. Especially, I'm not going to talk about same-sex marriage. That's not even a subject that I care to talk about. But let me talk to you about women and their role in the priesthood. When Mary had the son of Jesus, she presented it to man, and man presented it to the world. And we do that same thing today. When the woman bears a son, she presents it to the man as new life. And the man presents it to the world to show that we have new life. Now let's take the sacrament. Now see, the conveniences of the world has really taken away the role of the woman within the ordinances of the sacrament. See, now we just go buy the bread and we draw water from a sink. And that's how we prepare the bread and the water for sacrament. In days of past, it was the woman who made the bread and drew the water for the sacrament. And she would present these things to the man, who then prepared them to be presented to the congregation as new life. So if a woman still wants to be a part of the sacrament, then they must draw the water and make the bread and allow the man to do his part. It was kind of interesting. I had this thought in my mind about the female role in the sacrament on a Sunday. And then I presented this idea to my bishop and his counselor on this idea. Well, I give it to his counsel first. And on that day, they had this same discussion where they were going to have the young women start making the bread for the sacrament. Wow, that kind of tripped me out. But the Lord wants us to all participate in His plan. He sets aside those for a duty that they can fulfill under His law. And the women already have their duty. They bring forth the child, they bring forth the bread of life. That is their role. They are ordained to do so. The man fulfills his role in the church by delivering these things to the congregation. And that's just the way it works. And many people that have left the church, this is their bottom line. They don't like the idea that the church does not allow the females to be presented with a priesthood in open public ceremony. Now, remember, the church has addressed these things in a way that tries to help the matter out. It does teach us that when the women receive their callings, they have priesthood authority, just like the man. Now, remember, the man is the one who baptizes and presents the sacrament to the world, but that is tradition within the Bible. If God wants to change that tradition, he'll change it himself. But up to this time, that's just the way it is. I would never have a problem with a woman being a prophet or the leader of the church, if that's what God wants. So, in time, God has always given man what they really wanted. But the only problem with that is when God gave man what they really wanted, it destroyed the house of Israel eventually and put them in bondage. So sometimes God giving us something that we really want, it's not always the best thing. So let's let God run the church. And again, those who leave the church, a lot of them leave the whole belief in God. Because why? Because the Bible does not promote gay sexual relations. It is condemning to it, and doesn't promote the idea of women holding the office of priesthood. And they don't like that. So, to feel good about themselves and what they believe, they don't want a God who goes against their beliefs. That's plain and simple of it, isn't it? Well, you guys have a great day. I'll see you again. So remember, my friends, subscribe to this channel, press the like button, and share this video with your friends. And let's make a difference in the world.